In our last segment of the show, guys, I want to introduce a brand new series that I'm introducing to the YouTube channel. Guys, there's always going to be, different series that we're going to be bringing to the YouTube channel, and I'm excited for everything that we have planned here for all of you. And in this, like I said, last segment of the show, this segment, I want to do the 3 games I'm buying in July of 2020. And what we're going to do, guys, is each and every month moving forward, we're going to be doing the 3 games that I'm buying each individual month. If I am deciding or planning on buying 3 games, that is, each month. And sometimes these games are going to be games that are coming out that particular month. Other times, it's going to be games that might have come out earlier in the year just because maybe there's a good deal or something, and I'm just going to give you guys my thoughts on those games, the reasons why I'm buying those games, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below because we're all gamers here. We're all going to be buying games at different points in time that, in games that we feel, whether they're at a good deal or we're just going to buy them right then, right there. I think that there's a great opportunity here, and I just wanted to give you guys my 3 games that I'm going to be buying each individual month. And so we're going to try this thing out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and what are, even if they're not the 3 games that you're buying, what are the 3 games that you guys are looking at? Let's get into it, guys. So coming in at number 1, guys, is Ghost of Tsushima, which is going to be coming out, guys, July 17th. And look, I'm planning on buying this game, guys. This has been one that looks absolutely visually stunning, has a lot of mystery to it, has some things, I mean, like just graphically from that standpoint, it seems very different to me. I mean, just, about like the samurais and, a lot of just, history within this game. And that's something that I'm really excited about with Ghost of Tsushima. And I think this is going to be a game, in my opinion, that could very well be up for Game of the Year. I mean, just from a graphic standpoint, I would say it just looks visually stunning. I mean, this game looks like it could be the best looking game of the year. And sure, there's going to be other games that are coming out later on in the year that are going to be, definitely stiff competition for Ghost of Tsushima. But all in all, guys, I want to play this for the story. I want to see really what they're trying to do here. And, we've talked in the past that Ghost of Tsushima is a follow-up to, of course, Sucker Punch's Infamous series. And obviously, it's not most likely it's not at least in the same universe as Infamous. But I'm very excited just to see what Sucker Punch has been working on. This looking like it's going to be something really special. At number 2, guys, is a game that came out actually last month that I have not purchased yet, but I do plan on purchasing it. It is none other than The Last of Us Part 2. And guys, what I will say is that I didn't get the game immediately. I wanted to give it a little bit of some time. I watched a couple of reviews. I've kind of just tried to keep my distance from all of the leaks and the spoilers and all of those things within The Last of Us Part 2. And I'm excited to get my hands on the game and play it. Look, The Last of Us Part 1 was one of my favorite games of all time. I just wanted to give this one a little bit of some breathing room here, a little bit of some time. There's just been so much, whether you're talking backlash or positive reception around this game, I just wanted to give it a little bit of some time, and I think I'm ready to dive into it, kind of put all the noise and all that, outside talk and chatter behind me, and I'm ready to kind of move into The Last of Us Part 2 in a major way. I'm very excited about it, and from a story perspective, I just, I want there to be those, surprises, but I want there to be, just the excitement I have to kind of see what the next, continuation is of this franchise, to see where they might be going. Is this going to be a long drawn out franchise similar to that of the Uncharted franchise? Or is this going to be one that maybe kind of ends sooner rather than later? It's really hard to say. I would have to think, though, with what has been, what I've heard about The Last of Us Part 2, as far as from a sales perspective, being one of, if not the most, having the most pre-order copies in the history of PlayStation is a big deal. So I think that this very well may be a pretty long drawn out franchise, which I think would be really awesome to see what Naughty Dog does here. At the same time, guys, I'm really excited. The one thing that kind of was a real bummer to me with The Last of Us Part 2 was, you know, the multiplayer perspective wasn't going to be in the game right away. And I know I have similar feelings towards Cyberpunk 2077, that there's no multiplayer as of right, you know, from the very get-go. However, they are planning on adding it at some point or another later on. I believe it's factions they're going to be adding on to Last of Us Part 2, which I'm excited about. But it just is kind of a bummer that when you're buying the game, a $60 product, it's not a full package right when you buy it. You're going to be buying it for the story, and then after you're done with the story, most likely you're going to probably, maybe you'll play it a couple of times and then you'll move on to another game. That's why I'm really excited for the multiplayer aspect of it as well. And so I hope that it comes a little bit sooner rather than later, so that things are kind of fresh in your mind and you get to kind of just jump right back in and play the multiplayer experiences shortly after beating the single-player experiences. But yes, The Last of Us Part 2, guys, very excited about that. And then coming in at number 3, guys, another game that's going to be coming out here, you know, in July, that I will be picking up this month, is F1 2020. So guys, you know me, I love sports games as well as, you know, I love the shooter genre. For the most part, is my favorite genre, but I also like the strategy genre. I love the sports genre as well. And F1, guys, Formula One racing, I've actually really enjoyed. I love the show that they put out on Netflix, and that kind of actually got me into watching the sport whenever it's on TV. And I gotta say that from that perspective, this would be my very first F1 game that I would actually end up playing. I had thought about getting some of the older ones, but I figured that it was a perfect time to kind of jump into this franchise and start playing F1 2020. See how it is, guys. From a graphic standpoint, it looks great. It looks like it's a pretty fun racing game, I mean, to say the least. And so I'm excited to try that one out as well this month. Go ahead and get that one. And like I said, I'm excited about F1 2020. I'm kind of going into it somewhat blind, right? I've seen gameplay and such, but I don't know what all this game encompasses as a whole. You know, is it gonna be, you know, are they going to have like a story mode, a career mode? Are they going to be having, you know, all the normal things that these sports games have nowadays? It's hard to say, but I'm going into this thing kind of blind, and I'm excited to say the least. Honorable mentions, though, guys, here to round out the end of this segment, guys. You know, I've got a few of them. A few games that I'm looking forward to within July of 2020. Number 1 is Death Stranding on PC. Now, I did play Death Stranding on the PlayStation 4. And what an experience, man. I mean, what an incredible experience was Death Stranding. But I think I'd like to also see what it's like with, you know, on the PC side of things. So that's a game that I'm definitely thinking of picking up at some point. Whether that's going to be in July or a little bit later on, it's hard to say. But that I'm definitely got my eye out on. Another one, guys, is Marvel's Iron Man VR. And that's a game that I'm looking forward to. I was planning on going over to a couple of my friends' houses who actually have VR, because I don't have one yet. And I want to play it. And it may be the first game that really gets me to buy the VR. I don't know. I think it's going to be really cool, the concept of being within the VR and kind of being Iron Man, like taking the helm as Iron Man. I'm very interested. I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued by VR as a whole, and I do think that it's going to be at least part of gaming's future without a doubt. So I'm excited to play that one as well. And then at number 3, guys, for my honorable mentions is Skater XL. With the recent announcement, guys, of Skate 4, this was a game that actually got announced before Skate 4, but not long before Skate 4 came out, was Skater, XL, and this game looks pretty good. It looks like you're able to really traverse this world and such, and I'm definitely intrigued. I was a big fan of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, and I'd like to play it. It's another one of those games that I'm excited to just kind of give a try at some point or another. I didn't put it on my top 3. I wanted to put it as an honorable mention because I don't know exactly when I'm planning on getting around to it, but it's definitely one that is certainly something that I want to talk about in the future, as well as something that I want to definitely play. But those, guys, are the 3 games I'm buying July of 2020. Let me know in the comment section below, what games are you buying right now? What games are you keeping an eye out on? Let me know in the comment section below. And for more 3 games I'm buying content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.